right. Okay, good to see everyone again today. Thank you for joining us here at the Phoenix National Network Lunch Power Up meeting on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. And this is where we come, we meet, we talk about what we do, we encourage each other in ventures. And we have a very special guest today, the infamous Abie Gabor, and he's going to be speaking to us today and sharing what he does and a whole lot more. So let's go over our agenda real quick. First, we're going to introduce ourselves to you. Those of you who are watching on our platform, wherever you are watching, you'll be able to hear some of the incredible talent that we have here on the Phoenix National Network. And then we're going to go into our TV guide, which Oscar Capel, the gray-haired guy that looks like Santa Claus's cousin, yes, he will be the one reading the TV guide for us today. Thank you, Oscar, already. And after we go through the TV guide, we're going to have our guest speaker come on. He'll be speaking to us for around about 10 minutes. And then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. Then we'll go into our motivational moment and we'll close off the meeting. So very exciting. Love, love, love what we do. And our motto is, when you win, we win. So if you'd like to be a part of a winning group, come on and join us. All right, let's go around the room. We'll start with Adria. Adria.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Adria Gross. I'm the owner of MedWise Insurance Advocacy. It's a national company, and I help people throughout the United States when they have problems with medical bills. So, you have to be aware of what you're covered for and what you're not covered for on the policies. And I see a lot of people coming to me where their claims are not being paid, or they were paid and then the money is taken back. I wrote a book called Solve Curing Your Medical Insurance Problems, which Ralph Nader liked so much he wanted an international edition. And what I'm also seeing now are these plans where they don't meet the requirements and they're being denied, and it's happening more so with Medicare Advantage plans, which is a real hype thing now this time of the year, and also with long-term care policies. Thank you very much, Phil.
Awesome, awesome. I want to encourage everyone, if you know someone that's dealing with difficulty with their insurance company, Adria Gross is the person to call. Her information will be in the description section, so would everyone else's. Let's go to Oscar Capel. Oscar, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Oscar Capel. I am your local Legal Shield and ID Shield associate. What we mean by local is we are in 50 states and all of Canada. So what we do is we protect individuals, families, and businesses with legal protection and identity theft restoration, which nobody else does. Licensed private investigators to actually do the restoration. So I've been working with them. I'm an individual associate, and also what I do is part of, where's that slide? A portion of every sale goes to Operation Underground Railroad to stop child sex trafficking here in the US and around the world. So my information will be in the chat.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Oscar. I really appreciate you sharing that. Next, we have Daniel Moore. Daniel, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Daniel Moore. I'm a freelance photographer, writer, do a lot of weddings, music videos, real estate images, and write editorials, copy. Recently moved to New York, living right now in Brooklyn, and trying to make my bones here as a freelancer. So kind of try to be a jack of all trades and scratch the master of none part. But doing my best to make my bones here. I'll put my info in the group.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you, Daniel. I've seen his pictures. It's no joke. He is amazing at what he does. All right. Next, we will have Kim DeGiacomo. Kim, go ahead. Oh, you are not muted, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Kim. We can't hear you. So something isn't connected right. We'll come back around. We'll come back around to you. Yeah, we'll come back around. Whitney Cobran, jump on in.
Hello, I'm Whitney Cobran, and I am a love coach. I help women to love themselves, to love their lives, and to attract lasting love. So if you know any women who complain about online dating or not being happy in their relationship or looking for help with a matchmaker, I can help with all of the above. And my website is whitneylovecoach.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Whitney. If you are single and you're looking for companionship, to find the person for yourself, whatever, Whitney's definitely a perfect person to reach out to for that. Whitney, when is your app going to be up?
Oh, sorry, I had to unmute again.
Yes.
It's up as the web-based version. I'm just working through a 6-week program as a test, and then within probably a month or two, it will be available on the App Store.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Can't wait to see it. Also, next we will have Sean Milton. Sean, go ahead.
Hey everyone. So my name is Sean, and I offer retirement income solutions. Working on eliminating debt first and building a strategy for lifetime retirement income. So if you need debt elimination or lifetime retirement income solutions, I am your person. Thank you, Phil.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. It's great having you on. Great guy, great person to connect with as well. I love working with him. I have a guest. His name is Mike. Mike, are you there? Okay. All right. So we'll go to Kim. Kim, is your mic working?
Can you hear? I went back on my phone. I don't know what's happening on my
yes.
computer. So whatever. I just went back.
Hey.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kim DeGiacomo. I am the money multiplier. My company is KMD Associates. So we're a full service organization where we help businesses and individuals cut their costs on a monthly basis. We show them how to stop overspending. We show them, different alternatives to invest in their money, to keep out of the stock market. So when we save you money, we show you how to multiply it. The whole point of Money Multiplier is to take your money and start making it work for you. That's the important part here. So not only do we find the money, but we make it work. And it's always good to get money in hand and not just throw it away, but to actually put it somewhere where it's actually going to be of value to you. So that's what we do. We have no upfront cost. So if you want to have a meeting and see how we can help you, I'd be happy to do that. And that's it. And check out my podcast, and my new website's going to be up soon as my picture changes. And that's it.
Hey, all right. That is awesome. 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 Thank you, Kim, for sharing that. All right. So now we're going to talk about what's on our TV guide. None other than Oscar Bell's going to come forward with that. Go ahead, Oscar.
All right. Look at this. Like a monkey on a typewriter, but I'm getting it done.
Yeah.
Move this out of the way. There we go. So our weekly guide is available on the Phoenix National Network app. If you don't have it yet, then download it and you'll be able to see this whenever you have time. So the programmings are going weekly, and these are the slots that we have open now. Amanda Tolvey is our real estate person, and she's on Tuesdays, followed by our own Whitney Corbin, the love coach. Chameleon Vibes is
11
Saturday. Wait a minute, am I all the way at the last one? Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that's Tuesdays. Now let's go to Thursdays. Frank Coppola is
You
our
missed
business
Wednesday.
coach. Yeah, my slides are all messed up.
No, there it is. Wednesday's right there.
There we go. There we go. Wednesdays. I had the banner like right over it, so I couldn't see it. So Tuesday, like I said, Amanda and Whitney. Then Wednesdays come around. We have Sharon Davenport, which is one of our newest members. Focus on You with Phil and Oscar. Always have a fun time with that. Kim does her Money Multiplier show, and I come on talking about legal and identity theft issues. Thursdays, Frank Coppola and the Bishop's Corner, long form format starting at 8 p.m. Always really good topics. Karen Mayo comes on Fridays. Phil is on the air by himself, flying solo at 3:30. Richard Cuzio is on parole, so he's able to join us at 5 p.m. And Just Us Girls is at 6 p.m. right after that. And weekly Sunday services, of course. Replays are LinkedIn Live replays are at 5 p.m. Monday through Fridays. Chameleon Vibes, again, great show, and someone's got to explain Twitch to me again. And I believe that is it for now. I shall hand it back to you, Phil.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Oscar. Greatly appreciate that. I know that Ricky seemed to, he just came in, but he looks like he's driving. So can you speak, Ricky?
Yeah, I can speak. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and give your intro.
All right, so listen, this is me in traffic, and this is me in traffic. So good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Richard Cuzio. I am a senior loan officer with Hudson United Mortgage. I'm licensed in the tri-state in Florida. You know, and if you're tired of getting nagged during a football game on Sunday by the wife, by the kids, by the dogs needing to be let out to go to the bathroom, then maybe it's time for you to get a home of your own, and I can help you get pre-approved. So remember, just keep me in mind if you know anybody, first-time home buyers or current homeowners trying to save some money. When they're saying no, we're saying yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard Cuzio. Awesome. So now we're going to hear from our featured guest. My friend, Abie Gabor. Abie, go ahead, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Reed. It is an honor to be here with everyone on the screen today and anyone that's watching this recording at any given time. I have the distinct honor and pleasure to speak on leadership today, one of the subjects that I love more than anything else. So with that said, let me tell you a little bit about myself and why this subject matters so much to me. Growing up, I was always a great connector, and I didn't even realize this, of people, of friends. I always had a lot of friends from different cliques, if you will. I hate that word, but so be it. I didn't really care. I didn't always have to hang out with the coolest people or the not coolest people, and I always brought people together. And then later on in life, as my professional life started, after I graduated college as a sociology major, the study of people, I became a retailer. And for 33 years, I owned multiple supermarkets in the New York metropolitan area, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island. And what I was able to learn from this was how to deal with people, how to work with people. I did this for decades, hundreds of employees. What I always learned was treat people with the proper respect. And if you do that, you're going to get the most out of people wanting to work with you. And I always led by example as well. As a retailer, for those of you that are in retail, you know, weekends are the time that you have to work. We did 60% of our business on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I worked every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. It didn't matter. It was okay. I got to go to the beach on Tuesday when people weren't really there, and that's okay. It's truly setting an example for others as well. Now, in February of 1994, I had a life-changing experience for the first time, or a life-changing experience which changed my life forever. I was driving from one store to another, beautiful sunny February day. We had a lot of snow that summer, and there was a lot of meltdown on the roadway. And a Toyota pickup truck lost control, hydroplaned, hit me head on. Boom. What I didn't realize at the time was an 18-year-old kid who passed away from that accident. I didn't know. My car, the dash fell on my foot. I was in Jamaica Hospital in Queens, which is an excellent trauma center, for 45 days. When I got there, they said, we might have to amputate your foot. I'm like, whatever you got to do. I just have to, you just get the pain to go away. Every extremity was damaged. I have residual pain from that forever, even till today. But what I'll tell you is this: I'm forever grateful for that experience. And I'm going to circle back to that afterwards. You know, some people might think, what? Oh my God, what kind of bad luck did you have? That's not the way I looked at it. I'm forever grateful for that. And I'll get back into that afterwards. So my life, so at that time already, I knew that I had a story that I had to share with people. And as a supermarket owner, that really wasn't my platform where I could do it. Later on in life is where I found my platform to do that in. Now, one of the things that I've done recently is I joined a networking group. And this is something that I'd never, ever done before. I visited some of these other groups, and they never really resonated with me. I just didn't think they were genuine. People were just trading cards, and it was very transactional. It wasn't for me until one day my wife introduced me to this group, this organization called Master Networks, in August of 2019. And I had the pleasure of meeting Oscar Capel that day. So warm and welcoming, as were other people within that group. And what ended up happening was I ended up joining, not because it was necessarily, yeah, it's great, it's a network, and you end up, you build relationships, and that's what this organization is all about. And as a result, what happened was, as time went on, we then hit the pandemic, and we couldn't meet live anymore, and we shifted to meeting on Zoom. And as a result, we were able to meet more and more people, not only within our region, but all around the country. Now, what I did, at this point, I was just a member of the group. I called myself an active participant. That was my leadership role. Oscar had a leadership role, and he always does, even then. And I visited a lot of meetings, and I observed. I also, one of the things that a leader must do is a leader must be a great observer. And that's what I did. I went to a lot of meetings. I took from the way the meetings were run, how much they liked it, or how much what they run, how they ran it, what I liked, and what they did, what I didn't like. And as a result, moving forward, maybe 6 months later, 7 months later, when it was time to change leadership, I volunteered to become president. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. No one else volunteered. Boom, I became president. I took these skills that I observed, and we were able to grow this into what we call a double master chapter. It's the largest virtual chapter in the country. And how do we do it? We simply do it by inviting a lot of people all the time, but it's also treating people with a proper respect. Now, this tied in very perfectly with how I transitioned my life and my career. So I sold the last of my stores 6 years ago. And approximately 1 year prior to that, I was introduced into this other business, which now I'm doing, and I'm working in very diligently with a company called ACN. What we do is we help individuals and businesses save money on bills of essential services that we all have, want, need, and use every day. all right, that's not really that sexy, saving money on bills, although it really is, because it puts money in your pocket so you could do the right thing with it, as our money multiplier just told us. So this is how this came about to me. It was introduced to me, and it was about a concept of saving money on bills. And in the supermarket world, you have to be very cognizant of all your bills because the profit margins are so narrow. So I was doing this anyway. I was buying my energy from third-party suppliers since it deregulated in the early 2000s. We also do things like wireless, cell phones. We help people save on that, internet connectivity, television, credit card processing. Now we do healthcare at significantly reduced rates for people and for businesses. So, okay, I'll see what you got. But then I was told, by the way, if you like this, you could actually make money on the bills. Every single month when people pay, you make a percentage, and it's a significant percentage. It's 20%. I'm like, I didn't even care about saving anymore. I just thought this was brilliant. So as a result, I jumped into this. Now, this is something that I've never, ever heard of before. This is a network marketing model, which I'd never even heard of. I must have been living under a rock. I thought Amway was a religious organization where people prayed every week. I thought Avon and Mary Kay were kiosks next to Estee Lauder and Lancome. Just to show you how much I pay attention in that area of a department store. Anyway, with that said, what ended up happening was I attract myself to leaders I tend to migrate towards leaders with whatever I do. Friendly with two of the four co-founders of our company, which has been around for 30 years. And I surround myself with leaders within our organization as well, of ACN. And I continue to grow every day personally. And circling back to that accident that I had, what happened was I knew I was just happy to be alive. And every day I truly believe is a gift. And as long as you live with that attitude, what happened was that was the beginning of my relationship with my wife, Liz. She turned into my angel there because visiting me every day. And what happened? She's like, I was a captive audience. I couldn't go anywhere. So I couldn't do the wrong thing. She's like, look at the attitude of this guy. He's just happy to be alive. He's always smiling. He can't even get out of bed without this thing called a Hoya, which lifts you up. And my big activity was I went from my bed to a chair, from my chair to a bed, and that was it. But you learn what you're not to take for granted, such as feeding yourself, dressing yourself, being able to go to the bathroom on your own. So this is the story that through ACN, I've had the platform that I'm able to do this. As a leader, I'm lucky enough that I get to train people on what we do. But it's not really about the services. It's about who you follow. It's people following people with what they want to do. And that's what we have here. So it's really, because yeah, at the end of the day, we do save people money, and significant money. And especially nowadays with the economy the way it is, inflation is at its highest point in 20 some odd years. We're not asking for someone to say, hey, check this out, it's really cool. You have one already, or internet, you have it already. But we're able to put money back in people's pockets. And as a leader, I just set an example to be there for anyone. If someone wants to come on and work with us, that's great. I'll be there for them at any single time because I do this full time. If someone simply wants to be a customer, that's great too. We help save them money. And finally, we also partner with the largest food bank in the country called Feeding America. Every time we get a customer, what does that mean? We're just helping them save money on a bill. They donate a meal to a child in need through Feeding America. Feeding America not only feeds children, it feeds people all around the country, and we also partner with food banks in Canada. But so it's truly a win-win-win paradigm, because what do? You're feeding a child, you're helping yourself because you're spending less, and you're helping a friend. This is now cold calling. We just do this through people that we know. And with that said, I'm open for Q&A and anything else regarding leadership specific, I'm here to share with you. I'm going to leave you with one last quote. I heard this yesterday, and I think it's awesome. So every day is a gift, but some days are packaged better than others. So even if you go through something really, really bad, you're still here on the right side of the earth. So it's still a gift. We went through a tragedy in our family a couple of days ago, but you know what? Every day is still a gift. We move on. So with that said, thank you very much, Mr. Doctor, I should say, Dr. Reed, for letting me share my story with everyone here. And the floor is open.
What is that? I just like to make a comment. What Abie said that when Zoom came around, I'll give you a backstory. I'm one of the founding members of the White Plains. We started with 5 people. We got it all the way up to 24 after a struggle, and it was so good. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, and I think Abie visited every single chapter in the universe for a couple of straight months. And then when he became president, using the skills that he has, all the friends that he made in all of these chapters, we went from 25 people at a Zoom to, what was it, like over 100 the first couple of weeks. So yeah, his amazing personality and the way he helps people attracted the people to the group that we have now, and we are now a double master chapter, mainly because of Abie's leadership.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, that was awesome. There were so many things I didn't know about you, Abie. But just kind of like losing your ability to function and then regaining that in itself is an awesome feat, for anybody to overcome and maintain a positive attitude, right? Anybody has any questions, comments?
Yo.
Go ahead. Yes.
So
yes.
I feel I'm surprised Abie stuck around, because if I had met Oscar on the first day, I probably would have quit. But no, I'm just kidding. Of all people to me, no, I'm just kidding. Seriously, actually, I did have a question for Abie, because everybody's feeling the aftermath here of inflation. It's getting ridiculous, and the biggest thing that I've noticed, I mean, it's not much, but it adds up, and that's my cell phone bill. So Abie, if I were to try to save some money on my cell phone bill, I guess I got maybe part 1 and part 2 questions. What's the average savings you can save a person on their cell phone bill? And if I wanted to look into this and upgrade my phone at some point, because I have an S7, so I think we're now at like S22, so I'm 15 models behind the average person here. Do I have an option? The hell is that?
Go ahead.
That was interesting.
That was a Zoom bomb.
Yeah, that was.
We live for those.
Oscar, what are you watching over there?
Go ahead, Ricky.
So,
my question. Oh,
okay.
Sorry, Abie. Okay, go ahead.
Finish your question, please.
No, I was finished. I just didn't know if you guys heard me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard you.
So,
Okay.
Very logical, great questions, Ricky, by the way. So, first of all, there's no set percentage on what we could save you. Sometimes we save people 50%, sometimes even more. Sometimes we save people 20%, 10%. It all depends, because what happens, our pricing is the same for everyone. Whether someone looks at this now today for the first time, or someone's looked at it, who's been part of our business for nearly 30 years. When you go into your traditional Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile stores, they have a lot of leeway, and it depends on what kind of mood the guy is or the woman is that you were that day. They have quotas. Sometimes they're more aggressive, sometimes they're less aggressive. So what we do is we look at your bill, we show you our pricing on a screen share. We could do it on Zoom, so you see it with your own eyes. So that all depends. When it comes to upgrading of the phones, when the time is right, we help as an added value. We help people figure out how to buy phones at a reduced rate as well. What we'll do is we'll give you 4 different choices. We make nothing on the devices, but this is an added value that I do with the people in my organization and how I help my customers. I'll give you 4 choices depending on the type of phone you have. So you told me you have an S7, that's a Samsung. You're going to go to a company called Best Buy. You're going to go to another company called Samsung.com and another couple of preferred vendors that we use. And we're going to figure it out. We're going to get you the phone that you want at the price that you want. Some people need to have the newest, greatest phones. You know, I don't necessarily believe in that. So we help people because what ends up happening, different than in the used car business. So imagine this, like the S22, by the way, they skipped from 10 to 21, just so you know, so you're not 16 behind, maybe only 6 behind.
Okay.
But anyway, so, you know, what ends up happening in the phone industry, when the newest phones come out, the second generation typically goes down 40%. So it's different than in the car business. So like right now, the 2023s are out. So they're trying to sell off their 2022 inventory. You know, and the car is more or less the same. The only difference might be 10% or so that you might save. With the phone industry, it's typically closer to 40% that you save. So we just teach people this. You know, people still tell me they need the newest phone for $1,000, and then they don't have money to put on the table for something, you know, to buy food or whatever it might be. And that's okay. Everyone's, you know, this is America. People can do whatever they want. So we can help you with this for sure, sir.
That's
I mean,
great.
I can just speak from experience though, because I can tell you what I saved on my bill when I first met Abie. I mean, I was paying over $200 with AT&T for 2 phones. Now I pay $105 a month for 3 phones. I mean, you're not going to go anywhere for that. And saving like $120 a month, I can put, like I said, you can use that for something else, pay another bill, whatever it may be. But, you know, I saved on my electric. I saved on my phones. I just got the home security in my house and I love it. It's amazing. I can watch my dog poop on the rug, just like, you know,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got a copy of that video?
Is your
I can
dog
pass it
comfortable
on
with that
to
information being public?
Rick pays money for those.
You know, you see everything now. You see everything, and you got to be careful about what you do in your house because it get caught on tape. So you got to be careful. You can't be doing it in front of the camera. But like everything that they have to offer. I mean, the first day I met Abie, I loved him from the first day I met him. He's like one of my best friends now. I talk to him literally almost every day. We work together. We do things. You know, what he does is great added compliment to my business, and he's just an amazing person. And just give him the opportunity to be able to look at your bills. If he can save you money, great. If not, you know what? No harm, no foul. You didn't lose anything by having him look at it. If you can save $100, $200 a month, that's more money in your pocket. You can do something else with.
Like
so that's all I can say.
You can keep. So
Hey, Frank.
essentially, we're dropping the current provider we have. Whether it's, look, can you hear me?
Yes.
So essentially, we're dropping the current provider we have, whether it's AT&T, whoever, Verizon, and we're getting a new plan. Can you transfer the number, Abie?
Absolutely. Everybody transfers the number. Nobody knows you by your name anymore. They know you by your name, but your name's attached to this number. So 100%. The number stays. Everything stays. Contacts, your pictures, your apps. Everything stays the same. The only thing that isn't the same is how much you pay.
Nice.
And by the way, there's a program in place where you could actually get your phone bill for free. I didn't even get into that because we're here to talk about leadership more than just the phone. I haven't paid my phone bill in over 5 years.
So, Abie, what are some of the things that what are some of the primary things that make you a good leader, you think? What are some of the elements that do that?
Well, a couple of things that are very important. First of all, one has to set an example, and one has to lead from the front. Now, don't get me wrong. It's amazing to have leverage. And if you know that you're not really good at doing something, that you either partner with people or hire people to help you when it comes to that as well. So you're not responsible to do everything on your own. J. Paul Getty, the first recorded billionaire, said, I'd rather have 1% effort of 100 people than 100% effort of myself. And that's really true. So but how do you do this? You listen to people, you see what people's strengths are, and you surround yourself with the proper association of people. And as a result, that adds to the type of leader you are. Now, why would people want to follow you? Well, again, you set that example and you get to know people. You become an observer, but you also listen to, either people's needs or just get to know people. And as a result, they're going to want to hang out with you. It doesn't have to mean they're going to work with you. That's okay. It's just, it's people will still do things for you because of them wanting to realize that you are an asset or someone good for them to be part of their lives. So there's a reason why they say that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Very important to listen more than to speak.
I guess that's why nobody's saying anything else. Abie, man, thank you so much for coming on and speaking to us today. We really
hey, Philip,
you have something you want to say, Frank?
No, I just wanted to make sure Abie put his information in the chat. I just saw it was here. Great.
Yes.
Thank you for that reminder, Frank. I greatly appreciate it.
I love to talk. I'm going to be in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I would look forward to it. I look forward to meeting everyone here that I've yet to meet. Daniel, Whitney, and everyone else who I have met. I always to be connected anyway, so it's all cool. Anything else before we?
No, that's it. That's good. That's good. That's good. Thank you so much, Abie. Man, that was awesome. And I can't wait to put this out there. This is going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. Frank, you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself, so I'm going to give you that second to go ahead and do so.
My name is Frank Coppola. I'm a principal at the coaching group and a fearless entrepreneur. Recently, I developed a proven system that accelerates your success and unleashes your creativity. I call it the quantum focus. This system will show you how to become a high achiever without making you crazy, which I kind of like.
Too late.
And on the 20th, I'm hosting a free masterclass for service-based entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and creators like all you guys here. And the goal is to help you get back 10 hours of time per week in your schedule. And if this is something you're interested in doing, please contact me and I'll send you a Calendly. I just don't have it at my disposal right now. Actually, I do. I'm going to put it in the bit.ly. Hold on a second. And I hope to talk to everybody. And it would be great for you to see this. Quantum focus is something I developed, which has to do with being able to focus, but also having to do with something called neuroplasticity, how your brain works and how you can literally change the neural pathways of your brain. So that's what I'm about. And let me put the link in the chat.
All right. Thank you so much, Frank. Greatly
appreciate it.
Share something only because it segues perfectly with what Frank, his introduction. So one of the things that Frank spoke about was his system in place, how you gain 10 hours a week. And what I can tell you is this: time. This is one of the other things that I focus on. Time is our greatest commodity. We could have all the money in the world, but we only have 168 hours in a week. And once we create extra time, then we have extra choices that we could do whatever we want to do. So I commend you, Frank, for what you do. That's what I do when I teach people. I want to have them have extra time freedom, because when you have time, then you could do whatever you want with that time, whether it's spend time with family, whether it's go on vacation, whether it's play video games, whatever turns somebody on. So that's great, Frank.
Yeah, and there's no better way of doing that than making a lot of money so you can have the time.
Truth. All right.
Absolutely.
100%. Okay, so we're going to go cross over into our motivational moment. And Oscar's going to play. Go ahead, Oscar.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play. Where is it? Share screen. Hold on 1 second. I got to get the right screen. I'm actually in the MedWise screen right now. So here we go.
I had some tantrums of saying, I can't do this. This is too hard. When I was a kid and comparing myself to everyone else and saying, I can't do it. I'll never be able to do that. My parents always sat me down and said, look, Nick, yes, there are things that you can't do, but don't say I can't do it. Ask yourself, how can I do it? You know, there's ways around it. You can get from one side of the mountain to another, but you don't just have to walk over it. Maybe you can go underneath it or around it, or there's always ways in achieving the same goal. The way that I've achieved in my life doesn't always look the same for everyone else. But the key to that success was I believed in myself. If someone else could do something, then I could try and work out how. It starts with believing in yourself.
I love it.
That was heavy. That's beautiful. That was beautiful. Can't.
I just want to tell everybody, I tried to reach out to this gentleman to endorse my next book. Never heard back from him, but I know all about that man.
Yeah. Yeah. That is exceptional. Thank you for playing that, Oscar. I mean, in this segment, we normally talk about what we just heard. And, you know, I'm going to start with Abie on that. What do you gather from that, Abie? And then we can go around the room.
Yeah, Oscar, firstly, thank you for sharing that with us. You know, that's so much of this is mindset. So much of this is personal choice. It is, you know, look what he has to deal with. He doesn't have any arms, okay? Yet he chooses to do whatever he has to do. You know, the Paralympics, those athletes that they don't have legs, look what they do. It's really incredible. I've seen other stories of this, of a young man who didn't have an arm, who had like a lacrosse stick attached to it, and he became threw it like a no-hitter in a national game. So it's really it makes me think, and hopefully it does the same for others, to realize that could be so much worse. Okay, so great share, Oscar. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I've literally cut out can't out of my vocabulary. It's something that I started training myself to do that maybe about 2 years ago.
Training yourself to
I
do
never
what?
stopped.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a
You
second.
know?
There's a bunch of background.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
I
Training
muted.
yourself to do what?
No, I've trained myself to eliminate can't from my vocabulary, because I found that there's so many things I said in the past that I couldn't do that I've done. And then after a while, I just started realizing my can'ts were possible. It was just, I just wasn't thinking hard enough as far as solution. And so now my mind is programmed towards solution. And it's a better feeling it's a better feeling when you can see where you want to go, when you have a positive attitude towards it. You know, it just helps. Yeah, it helps you to visualize. I think it was Frank that I had a consultation with Frank once. I don't want to take about everybody's time, but I had a consultation with Frank once, and that's what it was. That conversation that really helped me was he said that you got to see your possibilities. You got to see your value, right? And if you don't see your value, then you can't expect other people to see your value. That's just simply how it works.
And the other part of it is that having a support system around you who believe in the same thing is enormously important. Like this group.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Frank. Kim, anything you have to say, you want to say?
I mean, so it's like anything in life, right? We've all dealt with adversity. We've all dealt with things that were difficult in our lives. And, you know, you can either choose to get beaten by it, or you can choose to move on and pick yourself up and dust yourself off and do what you got to do to get where you need to be. As long as you have that goal or that vision, you know you can get there. You got to do whatever you can to get there. You got to stay strong and do what you need to do. And it's important to be able to realize that things happen in life. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to work out. Or, you know, when, like Abie said, you know, he was born with no arms, but, you know, things could always be worse. And you hear all these stories. I mean, I just heard the story of a father that got killed in a hotel by two homeless guys. And he got in the middle of a crossfire and his 3 children going to visit his son at college. So, you know, there's always things that, you know, it could always be worse, right? You can always deal with things that are worse. If it's something that you can deal with, then you can pick yourself up and move on from. You know what? You do what you got to do. In order to be successful in anything you do is to be strong and to keep moving forward. That's all you can do. And don't let anything get in your way, ever. You know, I get a lot, you know, walls get up, but I just knock them down and start going and doing what I need to do and just keep moving. That's the way it goes. You know, that's the only way to be successful.
Wow. Especially the walls that you build. You know, sometimes we build our own walls.
Dr. Joe Dispenza says, where thought goes, energy flows. So like, yeah, you know, but whatever you're thinking about, the universe says that's what you want. Here you go. That's
feeds it to you.
So now take the word impossible, put an apostrophe in there, and make it I'm possible.
I love that.
I love that. That is awesome. That is awesome. Thanks, Oscar. Daniel, you have something you want to add?
Yeah, no, I definitely, I'm just reading through the chat here on the side, and I saw that Abie said also try as a negative word, and I like that. You know, if you're going to do something, then do it. You know, you don't try. You know, as I think somebody else added also, as Yoda said, do or do not, don't try. I think that is you know, eliminating certain negative words in the way that because everything at the end of the day is how you approach it. Perspective is how you approach it. How you approach things is at the end of the day going to dictate what the outcome is going to be. So, you know, I think that how you approach things and even how you word things to yourself definitely affects what the outcome will be.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love how you said that. Whitney, don't want to leave you out because the picture is not up. Are you there, Whitney?
Yep, I'm here, just listening.
Okay. Do you have something you want to add? Whitney? No? If it's okay to say no.
Not really. Thanks.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, you know what? That's come to the end of our meeting today. We have had a great time. We have heard from our good friend, Abie Gabor, and we want to encourage everyone to join us every Tuesday at 12 p.m. This is where we gather to meet. Sometimes we meet at a fine restaurant in Fort Lee called Cuba. And so we were anticipating doing that this week, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, so on that note, we're going to end this meeting today and we'll reschedule that. But I just want to thank everyone for coming on. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again next time. Take care.